Welcome to CES 2024. We have the two big daddies from the tech world, Mr. Gary Shapiro, CEO of CTA, which is the Consumer Technology Association, the biggest tech show in the world. It doesn't need an introduction. So is this man sitting in front of me, Mr. Kaushal Nevrekar, President, Reliance Digital, one of the biggest retail chains in India. And we have this big interview which sets the tone for the year. And I can't wait to begin. You have to stay tuned because there's lots more that you'll learn and take it from there. So Gary, what are the numbers this year?
Well, we have great numbers. There's been tremendous growth. Since COVID dipped us down and people weren't meeting, we've just grown a lot, and double-digit growth for every measure we have. Okay. So to give you some numbers, I'll do it in square feet rather than square meters, but it's 2.5 million square feet of exhibit space.
Could you just convert this into football fields? I was hearing some context for that.
It's over 30 football fields, American football fields, not. Last year, by comparison, we had 2.28 million. So there's 300,000 square feet, more than that difference. And that would put us, just that 300 square feet, as one of the 30 largest shows in the United States. Mm-hmm. We have attendance of over 130,000.
This year?
Yes, and including 1/3 of that will be from overseas. We'll have over 4,000 exhibitors. Mm-hmm. In probably a dozen different facilities around Las Vegas. And this is clearly the global technology event. It's bigger than any other event. It's being called by the media. It's the technology event where the leaders in the world, like you guys, come and see everything. And we'll have, we may even hit 6,000 press that are here in terms of, which is, I don't know.
In terms of visitors, the percentage increase from last year?
Well, we had about 118,000. We'll end up with over 130,000, so it's double digit.
Double digit. What is the biggest change since last year?
The biggest changes that we've gotten, it's just not consumer technology. It's a business-to-business event, about 30 to 40% of it. And we're seeing that from the keynoters we're having, like L'Oreal, Hyundai, Siemens. They're not traditional, and we're seeing that all over the floor. We're seeing. And the overall theme is sustainability, so a lot of companies like that, and they're a part of that, and they're showing what they're doing in a green way. I mean, they're really focused on amazing products, but they're also focused on the footprint sustainability.
Gary, what is the most amazing tech that you've seen in CES 2024?
There's so many different solutions to problems. Whether it's in healthcare technology, because there's a world shortage of doctors and nurses and technicians, and COVID taught us one thing: we could do more remotely. We could do remote medicine, diagnosis, even treatment. You can know if you have to go in for emergency help or not, and that's really important. People are living longer, more ailments are cured, but they're more likely to stay at home. And their loved ones, their family, want to take care of them, and they could do that. They could monitor them remotely. They can know if they're taking their pills. You can know if they fell. There's devices where if they're likely to fall, they're like airbag bags for the body. I've seen. So just in healthcare alone, and then in mobility. Oh my gosh, this is the world's largest auto show now. Some 500 companies are showing auto products, and it's not just auto; it's mobility, including air taxis and things that fly, and drones and boats that are electric, but also the things that help with agriculture.
So Kaushal, what is the most amazing tech that caught your attention at CES this year?
Before I respond, Ramesh, I want to once again congratulate Gary for again pulling off a massive event. Double-digit growth year on year, infrastructure growing, people going, exhibitors going, international visitors growing. Speaks great things about this event, and I always look forward to this every year. Tech, I think he answered it very well, Ramesh. This is so much, right? So, improving life, quality of life, how we live our lives every day, everything around it, right? From transparent screens, which change both a B2B and a B2C, sensors which make driving really going beyond the human eye, AI getting integrated with everything. Our chairman in a recent speech spoke. AI is also termed as all-inclusive. It's really putting everything together. It's making smart products more smarter. Right?
Everything has got AI.
Absolutely, right. So it's just making smart products much more smarter. So yeah, it's been phenomenal walking the floor and seeing all the stuff that we continue to see. We still have some more time to go.
How do you see technology driving retail?
That's a very, very good question, Ramesh, because till now, whatever we spoke is about B2C, right? How it impacts consumers. But as new experiences keep on coming, as new products and technology keep on coming, we have to make our shop floors far more productive. And at being at the forefront of driving technology in India, we've seen that evolve a lot. So big data, AI, even there, when does a consumer walk in and go on the left, right? How much time does he spend? How do you demonstrate the right products? When you have 300,000 square feet, you can really do differently. How do you take a 10,000 square feet and build that experience? Is it being productive enough? How do you tie in your sales to your experience? I think all of these are doing. How do you make it attentive but less intrusive? How do you make shopping without someone's help, but at the same time everything available at the fingertips? I think this is where we continuously involved. Every year, we allocate budgets to make stores far more technological oriented, which helps decision making in the back end for us. And big data will be at the epicenter of it.
So we see a lot of robots moving around, So we see robots with AI powered in the stores very soon.
One of the things I realized, robots used to be earlier, and that's a very, very personal or philosophical takeaway. It used to be automating a task, right? I think the flavor that we are seeing currently in robotics is companionship. It's aiding decision making, right? It's getting emotional. I think, yeah. So how much does it really automate? No, but the way it's talking about robots are being used on education or when you're not at home, and he mentioned about aged people and everything. So how all of that is getting integrated? Yeah, I think that becoming a consumer product. I see that really, really very soon. I hope to see them on our shelves.
So, what companies to watch out for? If you have to pick, say 4, because otherwise there'll be many companies to watch out for.
It's like, I have 3,000 children here, and you're saying which companies I should watch out for?
Exactly.
I think you should watch out the companies that are quick to market. They're focusing on generative AI and how that will make a difference. And those that will be able to pivot and stop something if it's not working. One of the more impressive presentations I heard was from the CEO of Walmart, one of the world's largest retailers. Right. And they were talking about how they're using their apps so that you could show you clothing you're considering, share it with your friends. They could tell you which one to buy. They could see different choices on a model. Maybe the model will look like you. And then, you're combining the in-store shopping experience with the at-home shopping experience, and giving consumers choice and real feedback so they don't make mistakes. One of the big problems in the United States is product returns. Right. Americans think they have a constitutional right to return any product. Exactly. That's not culturally, I know, around the world, the big problem. And there's also another solution at retail that I'm seeing, I saw a lot of around the floor, was helping combat retail theft, identifying what's going on while preserving the privacy of the shoppers. Because in the United States, a lot of the retail profitability has gone away because of retail theft.
So Kaushal, with 5G and broadband penetration in India, 5G has taken off in a big way. How do you see Reliance Digital riding this wave?
I think gaming is really falling off the charts in India, right? So we had a pan-India 4G, 5G with the fastest deployment. We're seeing contribution of gaming PCs significantly higher. People are upgrading. So I think, and gaming will be one of the key applications when you have a pan-India 5G network. Our teams, and for us that segment is very, very critical. We are establishing ourselves as...
Are the numbers going up?
Oh, absolutely. And we are establishing ourselves as the destination for anything to do with gaming. It's both console and desktop and laptop gaming, and mobile gaming.
So Gary, gaming globally, you see a big trend happening? Like it's still on a very big upwards.
Gaming's strong. Sometimes it's cyclical depending upon a new platform when it's introduced. But one of the things we're seeing is how people are experiencing it. Obviously, there's been a shift to mobility. Your smartphone, your tablet, now your desktop and your laptop are coming back big, but also the TV set is so inexpensive compared to where it was. It's a very deflationary product, but as more and more TV set with streaming, it's becoming the centerpiece for the home. It allows obviously greater sharing and interactivity so people can share the experience, but they're also sharing it online. They're sharing it even in different rooms of the house. They could be playing against each other.
So, Sony has launched Afeela with Honda. Xiaomi has launched a car. Apple is working on a car. Is CES responsible for getting all these brands to start into automotive?
Well, I don't think we're responsible. I think our job is to be the catalyst in the marketplace for efficient innovation. And now anyone who's focused on innovation can't do it alone. So it's all about partnerships. That's what's changed in the last few years, not only in technology, but in the business world. If you want to be able to succeed in business, you have to be able to deal in teams. You have to be able to deal across cultures. You have to be able to deal with partners. And it has to be a win-win partnership situation. And that's something that's changed. And that's what CES does, is it has, over 4,000 exhibitors are often cutting deals with each other. They're going to each other's exhibits because no one has the intellectual property themselves. No one has all the ideas. And innovation is simply getting two diverse ideas together, or technologies, and creating something even better. And the other thing that's going on big, and there's chip companies all over the place. Obviously the chips, the advanced chips help drive a lot of different things, and we're seeing so much advancement in that. And there's other areas that we're seeing advancements in quantum computing, obviously robotics, and as 5G is now just increasingly commonplace, and we're looking at more and more advanced technologies which allow us to do all sorts of things. Obviously, that affects everything from cyber currency to cybersecurity. And generative artificial intelligence is the talk of the show, because if things can learn about you and what you like and what you do, or learn and take all the information that's out there and put it together in a way which is meaningful, it's obviously a productivity tool. It's a factory productivity tool. It's a white collar workforce tool, but it also will allow us to make jumps that we haven't been able to make in terms of healthcare and personalized medicine, and actually what works and what doesn't, depending upon your own genetic code, your biology, where you live, your sex, your everything about you that you've experienced, including what you eat. And it may tell you when you get into your car, your seat may say to you, you're about to get sick, maybe you should take some vitamin B12, and you should do this or do that, or take this vaccine.
So that's the question, do you think that automotive space is really up for a big disruption? Because all these technologies, a tech company like a Vivo, Oppo, Samsung, they are much better placed, since they're all, and it's all electric cars. So you think they're going to disrupt, and there are many Teslas coming our way? You'll see
that's
Samsung
a really interesting question. So I think there's tremendous disruption, especially as we go to self-driving, because then the environment of the car is anything you want. It could be an office, it could be an entertainment, it could be a place that we all just go to sleep and get where we want. And there'll be a lot, it'll take the burden off the healthcare system, it'll empower people that are older or people with disabilities. Self-driving, this global shift to electric cars, I think it's going to have some bumps in the road, because number one, there's a lock on essential elements with China, and there's just not that much of them. Two, there's a limit on, they're electric cars, but electricity comes from somewhere. And it's often based on fossil fuel. And there's not this rush towards nuclear. There's a lot more solar and to a certain extent wind. But the reality is that coal burning plants are being built every week in China. So electric cars are the future, but it's not the only future. And I think the hybrid approach may become more popular, because in the United States people are concerned that the charging station situation has not been resolved. There's issues with fixing an electric car that make it rather expensive to fix. I mean, really expensive to fix. There's issues with fires of the batteries. It's very difficult to put out a fire in an electric car battery. So electric cars provide a lot of answers, but I think there'll be some issues that have to be confronted as we get there, because there's not enough electricity or charging stations to power them today.
Ramesh, just as a follow-up, your question is not about an automotive development. Here, all the use cases are becoming ubiquitous. So today, healthcare getting integrated in an automotive, right? When you sit and say, okay, you might fall sick, is not an automotive development per se. I think right now, as more and more devices are getting connected, all of these apps and use cases are coming together, and which is going to benefit life.
If you have to really pick up something which will disrupt completely globally, in terms of technology, like a couple of years back, there was this all foldable smartphones, which today we see reality. Every smartphone has a foldable phone, right? Today, I see when I walk around, Samsung has launched a transparent LED. LG has launched, and every brand is doing something on transparent LED, etc. Do you think that's the biggest takeaway as a physical product from CES 2024, or is there something else that you see as setting the trend?
I'm going to use a cliched word. I think it's still going to be AI. Yeah. Because it's going to just keep on evolving and making smart products smarter. That's continuously. Your driving experience is going to be better. Your picture viewing experience, whether it's a transparent LED, your personalization of audio, the way you listen, all of this is going to cut across. That's one technology from my side.
I'm with the AI. Generative AI is so important, and that is transformational. And we're already seeing it develop quickly. It's something where people are taking advantage of. I was with a bunch of CIOs in a major American city that have a group. They get together, chief information officer for the companies in a manufacturing city, and they were ecstatic. They were like, "Wow, we're getting reports done in 2 hours. It would take us 3 months. We're able to pivot quickly. We're able to take our customer information and do things with it we've never been able to do before." This is just transformational. This is like the internet itself. I don't get it. I've not gotten over the years excited in the hype of metaverse or 3D TV or some of the other things that everyone's talking about. But I am caught up with artificial intelligence in the long run. I believe in it. I believe it's going to fundamentally change the world.
So AI it is, guys. This is the biggest takeaway. Dive deep into AI, learn everything about AI, because that's going to change the way you live, eat, breathe, think, love, and whatever you do. And that's the two gentlemen here. Thank you so much for your time.